Hey guys, I'm going to analyze my game against Sam in this critical round 4 game. I was playing with the white pieces, and I'm Jais rated 1658 and Sam is rated 1790. And so we had a classical Scotch game with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, ex d4, knight x d4, and bishop c5. So here he's attacking my knight twice, and so I played the main move, bishop e3, queen f6, this is all theory, c3, knight g7, and bishop c4. And here Sam surprised me a little bit. So here, the main line is knight e4, or you can even play d6 or castles. I think all these moves are, absolutely fine, but he played a6, and the thing about a6 is a little slow. It doesn't really achieve anything right away. I think you should first finish development with knight e4, well, knight e4 comes with tempo, or you should play d6 or castle, get your king to safety. So here I decided I'd just castle, he castled, and so this position had come up around 30 times in Master Play, and the most common move here is f4, played 7 times. There's a lot of moves. There's all these moves you see on your screen that I'm scrolling through. But so here I played f4. So the idea is f4 is that we're now controlling the square and we're preparing e5. And so here, the only move played in all 7 games that this was played is d6. But actually here you can just play d5, apparently. And Engine is not worried about this because here you have queen h6. And this is very confusing chess. Because the Engine thinks black is much better, but I don't think black is better at all. Yes, he has knight f5. Actually, yeah, knight f5 is just such a big threat. But you can even take that knight. Yeah, so here black is better after d5, but everybody plays d6, and I don't blame my opponent for playing d6. And so here there's been a few move tries. There's knight e3, there's bishop e3, just getting out of the way of that move, and there's the move I played, which is king h1. So I just wanted to get out of this diagonal, and this is an inaccuracy too, but plenty of masters have played this, so I don't think it's that bad of a move. So here he played b5, just attacking my bishop, and here I decided that, because my king is on h1, it's reasonable to play g5, so I played bishop e2, sort of preparing g5. He played bishop e7, and here I wanted to get this knight out, but the thing about getting him out immediately is that here I would just lose a pawn because he has 3 attackers and I have 2 defenders. Because my queen wouldn't be defending anymore. So here I played queen here, just allowing my knight to be developed. Oop, my computer's lagging a little bit here. So here he played rook f8, so he just intends to move his knight and add another attacker to his pawn, because it only has 1 defender, which is my queen. So here I defended it again, also developed a piece, and here he played knight g6. And here I just defended my pawn. Again, I kind of wanted to move this knight maybe to b3, maybe even to f3. But I thought that my bishop really wasn't doing that much on f3. I also definitely considered g4. G4 was definitely something to consider, but here I think he just has this takes, and he has a lot of pressure, and his bishop will just be eyeing my king. So after bishop f3, there is an interesting tactic here that you might think I allowed. What if he just takes here? Well, if you calculated why that is bad, well then you can probably see that I'll take here, and I'll play here, attacking this. Or at least that was my plan, but here it's saying I should take first and then play bishop h5. Makes sense. And now I'm going to win his rook, and he'll have a pawn in exchange for the rook. So here he would play like queen e3, I would take here probably. He'd probably not go here because if he goes here I can just win his bishop. So yes, kind of go here. And here I'd take here with the interesting threat of checkmate. He would take, I would probably move my queen out of the way. And takes. Oh, sorry, he can't do that because his rook is tied down. Oops, sorry. Not bishop takes, but here he would win this pawn eventually, and so he would have a pawn for the exchange. So he probably does not want to do that. So after bishop f3, he plays knight h4. And interestingly enough, knight h4 loses immediately. And I'll give you a few seconds to figure out why. It's not a move I found in the game, but it's pretty obvious move. So the move here is e5. So there's a few points about e5. So if e5 is a forcing move, is a forcing move because it attacks the queen. e5 also unlines my bishop. e5 also double attacks this guy right here. And e5, if I ever take here, well then there's threats here, and my king is ideally placed on on h1 because this is no longer check. And his knight's kind of off the board. So here, if he plays queen g6, well then I just play f5, and if he takes, well then I'll just cash in on my extra guy. Or actually, if he takes, well then I just win a full piece. Or I can even take this way, actually. So if he takes here, I think I can just take this way. So that's probably not possible, and if he moves his queen somewhere else, I think his queen's just trapped other than taking that guy. So queen g6 is not a move, so here he would probably have to take. And here, if you found e5, well then you probably found this move, you play knight e4, because e4 is no longer covered by your pawn. So here I'm attacking the queen, I'm attacking the bishop. So what's the most natural move? The most natural move is just to defend both of them. But here I have takes. If he takes here, well then I take it. Or sorry, if he takes here, well then I take his queen with check. So here he would have to take. I would probably take here, attacking the queen. And so here I just be up a piece, and there's nothing much to say. So I played bishop h5, which was a big mistake on my part. And after knight g6, bishop f3, he actually gave me another chance to find this e5 move. And again, I missed it. I played bishop h5 again, and knight g6, and you probably think, oh, this is just a boring draw. It's not a boring draw, because if I play bishop f3 and he plays knight h4 again, it is a draw. But here I decided to play g3. And the idea of g3 is to prevent his knight from going to h4, so that I can bring my bishop back safely. And another idea is actually to bring my king into the game. But the interesting thing about g3 is it also very much weakens this diagonal. So here he took, I took with the c-pawn, and he played bishop e4. So the idea of bishop e4 is just to take, and then after takes, win the queen. So if I play e3, well then he's actually just winning the queen by force. Oh, I just had very lag spike because I was playing moves too fast. But so here he's threatening to win the queen. So I play bishop f3, defending my guy, and preparing king g2, defending my bishop as well. So here you play queen e7, just attacking this guy again preparing to take here and take here. And now here I made an inaccuracy. So here a pretty obvious move is bring either of the rooks to this square, either this rook or this rook. I think it makes more sense to bring this rook, because while it does undefend this piece, I'm preparing king g2 anyways. And this rook really wants to go c1 to prevent e5. But here I played e5, and my idea with e5 was he kind of had to take. But interestingly enough, taking actually plays right into white's hands, because if he takes, white is better. Not that I played it right at all, but white would be better if he takes. So the best move here is actually c5. This is creating a lot of tension here. There's just a lot of tension here. Extreme amounts of tension in the position after c5. So I can see why he didn't want to play c5. So here he took, and here pretty obviously you should take with the knight so that he can't take here. But for some reason, I thought that I should take with the rook so that I could double up on the f-file. And I think this makes sense, but it turned out to be bad, really bad for me. After dx here, you kind of have to take with f-pawn. You're committed to the idea. And you realize his knight is kind of trapped. It can really only go back. So his knight's really misplaced. So that's what I thought I would get a lot of play with. So here you play queen e6. So maybe I had any threats of after rook f1 I was going to bring my queen here. And if he bring his queen there then, well then I'll take here. So like, I'll show you what I'm trying to say. So let's say he plays here. I play here. He plays here. Pretend this guy's defended. I play here. And now he plays here. Well then I just take here. And I'm not saying he would do any of those moves, but, like, that's kind of a threat you want to take care of, the queen being here. So here I played my queen here, and so if he takes, well then I was just planning to take like this, and would get some sort of equalish end game, I guess. Like if you ever play c5, well then I just take, and he'll take here, and I'll have a 3-2. So we'd get some equalish end game where it'll probably be a draw, and while this is a critical round 4 game, I was okay with the draw because he was quite higher rated than me. I didn't really want a draw, but it wouldn't be like the end of the world or anything. So here I played bishop a5, and I didn't really like bishop a5 in the game. And now that I'm analyzing, the engine doesn't like bishop a5 either. I thought here he should just take or play c5. Both of those moves make a lot of sense. So here I just double up on the f-file. This move came really naturally. He defended his pawn, and I took... He has to take with the f-pawn, because if he takes with the rook, then I take here. So he took with the f-pawn. I played knight b3, attacking his knight. His bishop. He played bishop b6, and here I played rook c1. So the idea is to put my knight on c5, attack here, attack here. My knight would be really, really, really good on c5, and I can even prepare something like this. So here I think he made a mistake. He played rook f8. And I don't like rook f8 because I liked actually your rook here. I think a5 maybe would have been a good move there. And then after knight c5, you even play b5, just preventing me from defending my knight any further. I'm not saying that's necessarily the best, but I'm just saying that rook f8 doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So here he played rook f8, I played king g2, and he took, which just allows me to get my king into the game. He gave a check, and I put my king here, and all these squares the rook can enter in are all covered by some of my pieces. So he can't get in. So he just did this. He went here and just back, which allowed me to get my king from this horrible square on h1 to e4, an excellent square. So here I play knight c5. It's a triple fork, so he has to take, and here now white is better from that worse position. But I do have to give him the excuse that he was quite low on time here. I think around 5-10 minutes here, maybe around 20, because in the opening he took like 30 minutes, and then in the middle game he took like an hour. So he's spending lots of time, and it's a 2-hour game plus a 5-second delay. So spending that much time is very critical. He played knight e7, trying to get into one of these squares. I think knight e7 is a fine move. And now he's sort of threatening to equalize with something like c6 and rook here and knight here, and there's no play for me. I think I'm just not doing well there. I think it's around equal there because I have bishop d2 preventing his knight from moving. But here I play bishop g5, so if he allows me to take, and play here, I'll have so much activity, and I can even play d5, getting myself a passed e-pawn, so it would be horrible. So he played knight d5, not allowing me to exchange pieces. And I played rook c6, attacking both these guys. He played knight b5, defending one, and attacking my guy, and I just took the pawn. So here he played king f7, and so here I thought for quite a while. I don't know why, because there's really only one move. I'll ask you guys to find the move that keeps white's advantage or maintains white's advantage. So, first thing to note out is king f5 loses immediately because of g6, and I have to move my king back, and he picks up my rook. So here the move is actually d5, sort of sacrificing a pawn, but not really, because in either situations I'm actually just going to win my pawn back. So first let's look at knight takes. Well, here's very simple. I'm threatening here, I'm just completely winning. And the engine is actually saying that this move wins even faster. But I think it's fine either way. I think both moves are pretty good. And so the other move is rook takes. And here, actually, I do have this small tactic of if he takes here, then I take here, but I even actually have a better move of rook here, king here, and a3. So if he takes, I'll take, and I'll just pick up all these pawns. So he doesn't really want to do that, but there's nothing really else to do exactly, because if he moves any of his other pieces, I'm going to take his knight, and then still I'm going to take his pawns. So it's still really bad if he takes with either piece. So he played h6. And here I just have the immediate win, actually, with take here, here, here. here, here, and here. I'm just completely winning right now because I have 2 connected passed pawns. I didn't really want to risk too much because I thought bishop e3 also wins. So I think that was a fine move. So he took on d5, and here I challenge you to find the only move that maintains white's advantage and the move I saw in the game. So here the move is we're captured on a6. So the knight's kind of overloaded. He's defending, but he's also defending this guy. So if he takes this guy, well then I'm just going to take this guy. So here he took on e5, getting rid of my passed pawn. I had to take, and he took on e6. So we look at this position from like a few moves ago. My king has gotten all the way from h1 to here, and in that time his king has only got to here. And we've exchanged all the other pieces. So while I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 moves for free, and it's my move again, he's made 1 move, and he's misplaced his knight. So here I played a3, preventing his knight from getting to either the game. He has to go to b8, or he has to play c6, which just loses a pawn. So he went to b8. I bring my king closer. Now my king has done so many moves. He played king e7, and I bring my king even closer. And the rest of this game, there's really not much to say. I'll show you the guys the game. There's a few moments that are pretty memorable. So b4. This is just clearly winning. My king's too active. I have a passed pawn. I have my superior bishop to his knight. All his pawns are on my bishop's color, and all my pawns are on my bishop's color, so it's pretty good. So here I just kind of pushed my pawn, and actually I might have spoiled it actually a little bit, but here I challenge you to find the fastest winning move. It's not too obvious. I'll give you 5 seconds. So here the move is king b6, and if he checks here, well then he's actually just too slow to prevent me from making a queen. So he did that. I played here. He just gave some few more checks. I created a queen, and here I just had to get a pretty technical win. Not really too hard. It's kind of a win. I'd say you know how to win this position when you're 1000 rated. So the first thing is I just had to stick his pawns on dark squares. And so if he goes back here, I'm immediately threatening here, because if I did nothing, like I went here, well then he can actually go here, and maybe he'll get a tempo on the bishop. So I went here so that if he goes here, he doesn't get any tempos on the bishop. But actually it doesn't even matter, because he could take my bishop and I could still just run this pawn down the board. But here I play bishop d2. If he goes back here, then I check here with my bishop. If he plays here, well, he's just losing, so then he'll go back, and I'll just pick up these guys, because they're all on dark squares, and my pawn's fixing them on dark squares. He played king e4, and engine saying this is mate in 20. I just took. And here you don't actually have to worry about anything black's doing. I can tell you my next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. My next 5 moves are here, 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 and queen. And that's actually exactly, for the next 5 moves, the only piece I touched was my b pawn. So here he played here, and I just pushed my pawn. And so here it's actually made in a few moves. I played king h2, king g6. I bring my king a little bit closer. And actually here, apparently I have mate in 2 with queen c7. He pushed a pawn and checkmate. And I didn't see that at all. I instead played queen h4, because I saw a mate as well. After king g7, I'd play here. And there's no way to stop mate. So actually, after this, he resigned. So a nice win, critical win for me in round 4. And so now I have 3.5 out of 4. And next round I'll play Walter. And that will decide who comes first, because Walter has also been having a very good tournament. And even though I'm rated 1650 something, right at the moment in round 4, my tournament performance is around 2160. So if I win my next game, actually, I'll get a CM norm, which means I just have to perform over 2100. And actually, if I win my next game and the ratings go a little wonky, maybe I could even get a NM norm if I perform over 2200. Or 2300, is it? So that's the end of today's video, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and bye!